We have talked about updates we would like to see as part of the trader. We have talked about updates we would like to see as part of the collector. We have even talked about updates we would like to see within the bounty hunter. Now we are on the final roll and it's time to talk about updates that we would like to see as part of the Moonshiner. I dropped this post on the community tab. It says, we've talked about updates we would like to see for the collector, bounty hunter and trader. Now let's talk about changes we would like to see for the Moonshine role. It could be new features, potential unlocks or even something you want to get rid of. As always, thank you to everyone that did reply. Unfortunately, I cannot go through every single suggestion, but I will be going through the ones that have been heavily requested. Before I get into the video, I just want to say that I have been streaming recently on Twitch. If you would like to see one of my streams, I have left a link in the description down below. I'm looking to be streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and also Friday. So if you want to be a part of it, head over there, follow the channel, and you'll be notified every time I go live. The first comment comes from Tharin, and he says, I would like to get rid of the infinite black screen when doing Moonshine missions, and this is 100% at the top of my list. Why is this still a thing? And I apologize to all of you guys that have heard me rant about this before, and I also apologize to everyone that spoke about this when the Moonshine update was first released. I hoped and I also said that this problem will hopefully be fixed by January, and now we're in April and it still has not been fixed. This is absolutely ridiculous and I'm hoping that this bug finally gets sorted. And it should also be one of the things on top of Rockstar's list to be done within the next update. The other thing is also camp spawning in, and the other thing is also animals spawning in. And with that said, animals have slightly got better, but it's still not 100%. And it should be said that with the next update, we will 100% get other problems within the game. That's just part of updating games and also releasing new games. But my main concern is the length it takes for the game company to resolve those issues. And some of the issues that we're still dealing with in this game has been issues that we've had ever since the summer update. So yeah, the black loading screen, get rid of it. The next comment comes from Benton, and he says, kill the French guy because he is a chatterbox and he secretly says stuff about you in French just after his long ass dialogue. It seems like no one in Red Dead Online likes Cribs or likes Marcel. Both of them have a very bad reputation within the game. The point of Marcel and also Cribs talking to you just before you do a delivery is actually part of a loading screen, but that still doesn't stop people wanting to get rid of them. I've seen some people suggest saying that they don't actually mind a normal loading screen, but either way you see this will be a lose-lose situation. You're either seeing Cribs or Marcel talking to you saying the exact same thing that you've heard times and times before, or you're sat there looking at a black loading screen, which a lot of people might mistake as the infinite black loading screen and just end up dashboarding, whilst in fact we're just waiting for the level to load. Despite how much I hate Cribs and having to deal with him, I don't really mind dealing with Marcel too much, but what I would hate more than anything is to see another black loading screen. So this probably won't change, but a lot of people do completely hate both Marcel and also Cribs, and I can also understand that. Another point I want to make is that Marcel is a very big part of the story, or I believe him to be. I know as of right now he is just there and he's just talking to you making Moonshine, but with the Moonshine update, if you go and play Red Dead Online again from the beginning, back when Jessica Leclerc introduces herself and Hawley to you, you can actually see Marcel in the background now. That was never actually part of the game from the very beginning. Marcel and also Maggie Fike keep on talking about Jessica Leclerc, and maybe, just maybe, we can see them two coming up, joining Jessica Leclerc in a fight to find the people that killed her husband. But that's just me speculating the future of this game. We all have our dream game and it doesn't necessarily have to play like that. The next comment comes from Mr. Steph 07, and he says, I would like if Rockstar can add a room in the shack that we can rest in and maybe a wardrobe so we can change our clothes, and it's going to be way better if they add a fast travel. On this channel before, I've been very vocal about a fast travel post being part of the Moonshine shack. This is something as part of leveling up within the Moonshine role. Say for example you get to level 5, that is when you unlock the fast travel post, but you then need to spend the $700 to then place it in there. The reason for that $700 price is because that is the price to get as part of your camp. But I've never spoken about having your own personal room or a wardrobe so you can change your clothes. but it does make sense, and this should be part of something that just comes with the shack. There is a room already as part of the shack, and that is for Maggie, but it really wouldn't have been too bad when Rockstar were designing the shack for them to add just another room. Doesn't necessarily need to be upstairs, it could be in the underground bar so it doesn't actually ruin the structure of the building itself, and it could just be a place when as soon as you spawn into the game, you have the option to spawn in at your camp or the option to spawn in at your Moonshine shack. This is a feature that's already part of GTA Online, and even though they are two completely separate games, you cannot compare them, there are some features that would cross over to both, and this could very well be one of them. Having a wardrobe to also change your clothes is the exact same thing. This is another thing that could be just part of your room. And it means every time that you want to change your outfit or change what weapon holsters that you have, you actually don't have to leave your shack to head over to your horse to change outfit that way, or if you haven't already got an outfit saved to your horse, you don't have to go all the way over to your camp or head over to your nearest Wheeler, Rawson & Co store. This may be one of those things where you will not use it every single day, but the time that you do want to use it, it is right there in front of you. You don't have to spend any time traveling to the location you want to go to just so you can change your clothes. This is definitely a feature that I would like. These are features that I would like to see added to the game, especially being able to set my starting location as my Moonshine shack, because that is the only thing that I've been doing over the last couple of weeks. So obviously I want to set that as my default location. Also, for a lot of comments within this post for the Moonshine update, I've seen a lot of people suggest this as well. So this is a very popular request for the Moonshine role, and let's just hope that we can see it as part of the next update. The next comment comes from Martin Phillips, and he says something very similar but also has another idea for content. He says a damn wardrobe inside the shack, or a bounty hunter guy can sit in your bar and give you bounties with a single exclusive legendary bounty available just from him. I really like the idea of this. The only problem I have with it is it being legendary bounties. An exclusive legendary bounty that you can get at your bar, and that being the only bounty for every single person, and that not changing every single week like what we had with the legendary bounties, may be something that's definitely viable. A lot of work went into making those legendary bounties, and you can see that with the quality that we got out of them, because there's only one that I didn't really like, and that was Tobin Winfield, but that still was done to a very good level. Each one of those legendary bounties had a trailer as well, so a lot of work got put into it. So to have, for example, there being 10 different legendary bounties, and for every single day that that person comes in we get a completely random one, just may not be possible, even though it is a very cool idea. With this, I do definitely want to see some roles cross over. Now, as things currently stand, not everyone may like every single role, but as time goes on, when we get more and more roles added to the game, there are definitely going to be things that cross over. Having the legendary bounty hunter that you first meet to get into the bounty hunter role would be very cool to see her within your Moonshine shack, because what actually happened to her? As soon as you interacted with her to get the bounty hunter license, you never ever saw her again. It's not like Madame Nazar, who you can see within Free Roam. She has a different location every day, but you can find her. Cribs is always located at your camp, and Maggie, Fike and Marcel is always located at the Moonshine shack. The legendary bounty hunter is just an example, but I definitely like there being opportunities for things to cross over. And this also comes from a comment from Bullitt Bulldog. He says, I wish you can make a little Moonshine distillery at camp. I think you should be able to craft new types of consumables, moonshine, and maybe make antique alcohol bottles for the collector. And this is what I kind of would like to see with things crossing over. The Moonshine distillery at the camp, it doesn't need to be big. You don't necessarily need to make 20 bottles of moonshine. This could be a much smaller scale, but every time you do a trader delivery, you get an extra bonus for also putting in some moonshine on top of it. Or it just extends the delivery because you now need to take that moonshine all the way over to your Moonshine shack, which could be sold later, and then you need to take that delivery wagon all the way back to the delivery location for you to sell the 100 goods that you've managed to build as a trader. This is me just throwing out examples, but I do like the idea of things crossing over, and that is the point that I'm trying to make. These may not be the best examples in the world, but there are a number of comments from people wanting to see elements in one role be a part of another role. And the final comment for this video comes from a Ranksy007, and he says maybe get money from people drinking at your bar. And this is something that has been heavily requested, and not just part of this community post. This is something that I've seen a lot of people asking for within the community, and I think this is what people expected when the Moonshine update was first announced. Players want to be earning passive income from your underground bar whilst you're out finding the herbs, or maybe you're just doing something completely different. Maybe you're in a completely different role. Players want to be earning passive income as NPCs are buying drinks in a bar, and this doesn't necessarily have to be thousands and thousands of dollars every hour, but this is just something that you can earn hourly. For me, I really like the idea idea of this, and it also makes sense. We have an underground bar which isn't being maintained, no one's looking after it, but yet there are people getting drinks. With the next update, if Rockstar were to add some more levels to the original roles, including the Moonshine role, I would like there to be an unlock where you can get a bartender, maybe even a waitress or waiter, which you'll then have to pay for, but those will then bring in some passive income to the Moonshine Shack. And then the higher strength in Moonshine that you make, the more money that you can get on an hourly rate. But anyway guys, those are just a few suggestions. If you agree or disagree with anything that I've said in this video, then let me know in the comment section down below. In addition to that, just as a reminder, I am now streaming Monday, Wednesday and Friday. If you would like to see streams from me, I have left a link in the description down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.